player, but I've cheated and checked the computer. Apparently, white just steps forward and starts running.
No way.
So calm, so calm.
No way.
Oh, my words. How can you do that? I mean, that is computer chess, isn't it?
David, look at what Magnus has played.
He didn't play the best move. It's a good move, we should mention. I think this showed up as one of the top moves. But yeah, just to highlight here, Magnus could have won on the spot. I think the idea was actually just this check on h5. I think this would have been a really nasty blow. And if you're, for example, forced to push your pawn, this white king now is pretty much trapped. And any check on the second rank, I'm not sure how you get there. Maybe you go back and threaten checkmate. This looks like it would have been decisive. But Magnus not going for the brute force approach, instead just shuffling his king. We call this a very high-class move, just preempting any checks from the white queen. He's just waiting, but yeah, maybe missed a small opportunity.
I like that move, though, because, again, he didn't see this check and then queen h5 check, but this is a high-class waiting move, right? You avoid your opponent's checking chances, right? You're really putting Wesley So in a tough spot, by the way, with only a minute and 20 seconds left, because now how do you deal with the threats, right? And we see he couldn't do it accurately. He plays queen a4, which helps Black's advantage increase a little bit.
And now we see the evaluation from the engine. There's only one winning move. Everything is actually almost level, according to the computer there.
Critical moment for Magnus Carlsen here. He has to find the rook trade, the only move, and the follow-up. That's the most important thing. If he doesn't find the follow-up, he might choose an alternative, and that would just destroy his entire advantage in the position. He's touching the 2-minute mark. David, do you see the finishing line after the rook trade?
I don't see it yet. Magnus doesn't see it yet. For sure, the best move, okay, he played it. I was going to say the best move is also the most natural move, but you called it, Tanya. The follow-up is the key. Often players don't blunder because of the first move. It's always the final follow-up. And still winning position here. Is it a check with that black queen? Do you dive in now? Maybe it's more effective now with white's queen, unable to check the black king. He does dive in. Your idea, Simon?
I mean, this is the simple way, isn't it? I mean, because the white king just looks, you know, even if white can defend this somehow, which I don't think he can now, you've got two major pieces, the biggest pieces, attacking a naked king. And it's not good to be a naked king. You can get arrested, you can get in trouble.
Well,
just put your clothes back on, you know?
King. You get stories written about you, the emperors.
Yeah, I suppose
has
so.
no clothes and that kind of thing.
I don't think Prince Charles, well, not Prince, King Charles will try, like, no, but yeah, it's just too exposed, isn't it, this king, I feel, and you're going to have to, maybe, can you play this e4 move again? He doesn't play it. He's trying to bring his pieces back, but
it's fun because I still don't see the mate, Simon. And one of the funny things about this is the queen and knight are really risky. And I just want to highlight that while e4 maybe didn't work there, if black messes up just one move, that white king is going to run into the middle of the board, and he already has a defender waiting for him. The knight is so pesky when it comes to eliminating opponent's checks. So this is an eval bar for Magnus to take. I feel like the position is more complex than that does credit, right? I feel like this is a little bit harder for Magnus to convert than first, because, I mean, find the knockout blow. Like, I don't have an engine in front of me. Like, where's Black's win?
And you've only got 1 minute 30, even if you're Magnus Carlsen, to find the knockout blow here. I agree. It's not that simple. I mean, you've got many moves which you have. This is where calculation is so important. This is why you train the puzzle rush. This is why you train your puzzles, so you can work these things out quickly, because you check with the rook. And I think this is the right way of doing it, because you force the king into a more exposed situation. Now I'm thinking, do you bring the queen over? But you have to calculate this, right, David? I mean, okay, wow.
By the way, he's giving up the f7 pawn, but it would be mate if you go for it. We can show that if we want, because it's queen c1 first and then queen d1. You have to keep the king in the cage.
Is that just the end?
Queen c1 and queen d1.
Is that literally just as simple as that? Rook b1 and there's no move?
Oh, wait, that was it, because you can't play. I didn't realize you can't play queen c2, because queen e1's mate.
I think it's just as simple as that.
There's nothing.
Wesley's shaking his head.
And that's it.
He's going to resign.
Yeah. And if Magnus wins this, he takes a 2-point lead. He'll need a draw to become champion of the Aimchess Rapid. And it looks like the only good move that Wesley has here is hit the button.
Just resign. I think he has to resign, and it's just the Magnus show today, isn't it?
7 seconds.
Would you
6.
fight on? Would you give up the queen for the rook and try and set up a fortress with the king, knight and pawns?
It's mate in one.
He's going to allow mate.
And that's it. Wow. Magnus Carlsen with the black pieces delivers checkmate and takes his second win. And there he is. What a performance he's had today in his grand final. This guy is unstoppable.
He really is. And I think Wesley has been close in a couple of these games, but you see him shaking his head, knows that he's not as sharp as he needs to be if he's going to take down the world #1. So unfortunate for Wesley. It's a tough spot to be in there despite